I'm almost on time today. Oops, why am I switching over to screen cam? Not yet. Not quite yet. Almost there. I'm just so excited to be on time. No, I, yeah. I'm like, almost on time today. Oops. I like go through spans in my life where I can like actually be a morning person for like some period of time, and I don't know how I do that actually. Now that I think about it, like I don't. Like I clearly remember those times in my life, and I just don't have zero recollection of like how those actually came to be. Anyways, let's get started. So I will switch to screen cam now. Look, I had the script running when I started the stream today, so I'm not completely useless. Um, let's yeah, let's look at what's on the list for today. Hey Marty, how's it going? Welcome. Um, So yeah, I yesterday I was going to do this, the adjusting the event data by player deltas. I was going to do this. I kind of started dragging my feet and was like, oh, I don't want to do it, but no, I do want to do it. I still don't know how to keep data writing up to date. This might be something that I like have to keep on my mind, but like I might not actually be able to accomplish it without like more testing, because like I honestly don't understand what is the bottleneck here. Like as far as I can tell, like from what I saw the other day, it was just being slow, and I don't know how to make it just be like not slow. It's like instead don't be slow. Like it was like the thing that really like makes it difficult for me to like come up with an action plan of action like right now is that I don't like the degree to which it was slow seems impossible to me. Like it was literally only writing like one new it was writing like yeah, it was like writing one new data file per second. But if you think about it, like, well, so simultaneously, it was evaluating lines of chat at a rate of like 10 per second. The weird thing about that though is that it's supposed to write data 5 times for every one line of chat it evaluates. So like I don't physically understand how that's possible. Like why didn't chat grind to a halt? Like if it was really taking that long to write data, why didn't chat grind to a halt? Um, I mean, I'm glad that it didn't grind to a halt, but then I also just don't understand um, uh, what like how to even approach that because it just doesn't make sense. Yakume, hey, welcome. We yeah, I'm feeling good today, so I'm going to do that thing that I said I was going to do yesterday, but then didn't end up doing. Here, first, let me just shift the screen because I prefer it when it's like this, and I have the sidebar here for no particular reason. And then, yeah, okay, so right now, if we look at process events, uh, or process event, what happens is we loop over the entire dictionary and we sum up the current state of the dictionary every 10 seconds or so. Because we run process events like every 10 seconds. And I like this part of. Wait, this is all part of process events? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so this part of process events down here, like this lower part, this is actually like what process events should mean. Um, this upper part is not strictly necessary, so I think I just want to change that. So instead of calculating these occasionally, um, like at the time of process events, we're just going to keep a running total instead. So yeah, and I want to do so that I want to do that for event data, and I want to do something similar for voice data as well, because there's no reason we have to do that much extra work every 10 seconds. I mean, it's not like well, okay, so a couple things. We're doing it only every 10 seconds because it's a lot of extra work. So like once we're not being so superfluous with the way we do that calculation, we can actually make it like we could instead make it happen every like 2 seconds or something like that. You know, we could make it so that the data refreshes faster. Um, so yeah. So how do we do this? It's like um, hmm. yeah, not only could well, no, okay. I just started to think like, oh, not only could we like refresh it more often, we could actually like only have to refresh it um, in the case that there's actually a change. But that's okay. I'm not going to get carried away thinking about like all the things we could do way down the line. Instead, I'll just start with like the basics. So I won't actually start here. I'll start. Well, actually, I will start with global influence dictionary, global action dictionary. Yeah. All right. So let's go to the place where we interpret players' inputs. Yeah. So that would be like when we're this would be places that we're looking for like the act source or whatever. Um, Actually, I don't know if I use that. I don't know if I use that terminology consistently. It's going to be in every place where we look for this, because this is the string that this is like the regex that we use to find to action tags. So this is one. This is the one where we're finding it for Twitter data. Uh, Actually, should I? Maybe I'll start at the top. This is just where we're setting up the event. This is not actually interpreting player input. This is, again, setting up the event, not interpreting player input. Also setting up the event. Okay. And then this is, wait, oops, I hit up, not down. Is this, oh, this is also setting up the event. Setting up the event. All right, okay, so yeah, this is the first instance where we, where we're actually interpreting player input. So let's jump ahead to where the event dictionary. Okay, so we'll keep the event dictionary. No, we do have to keep the event dictionary. What will change is other things instead. No, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna set up and handle the bonus dictionary and or not the bonus dictionary. The bonus dictionary is the one thing we wait on. The influence dictionary and the action dictionary are the other two things that we'll be handling here. So yeah, so every place that we actually, yeah, I guess actually instead of looking for that other thing, I can just look at places that we handle the event dictionary, or like places that we like add to the event dictionary in particular. So like all right, so this is so let's just step through this, because it's going to be a very similar pattern that we see in when we're interpreting player data. Like it's different data sources, but like for these purposes, it tends to mean the same thing. So what we're checking here is like first we check if it's an ad lib event, because if it's an ad lib event, we handle it very differently than if it has fixed actions. So if the length of action source is greater than 0. So it was just occurring to me, like, so one of the disadvantages of the new approach is that we'll have to do a lot more key checking. Maybe that's fine. Right, because like, so the difference here, or one of the differences here will be that like, before we handle like a player's, is this, no, I guess this isn't going to be really different. No, it's not about, yeah, no, this isn't, yeah, I was thinking like, well, there's a lot of processing we'll have to do. It's just as much processing as we usually do. It's only slightly more processing than we usually do. It's just in a different place. And so, in some ways, it's actually less processing. And actually, in a lot of ways, it's actually less processing. Okay, so, I just, yeah. I mean, it's the same steps, but like when you move them around, like that can mean something very different in the context of a program. So, all right, so if the length of act source is greater than 0, wait, what's the else case here? Wait, why do we do anything if the length of act source equals 0? Wait a second. If the length of act source or act search, so like this is act search is when we look for actions in the player's text. Why? Oh, this is a special case. Yeah, this is a special case where Um, yeah, okay. Yeah, I was like, wait, what? What is happening there? Um, how do we handle that? Event dictionary name equals dictionary. Event dictionary name index. Oh, we just put in their name, their own name. Actually, maybe we. Yeah, no. We. Yeah. All right. No, this is fine. Okay. Uh, um, I'm occasionally wary of like my past self, like just because I wrote something doesn't mean I'll assume that like what I'd written previously was perfect because it's not always. But this in this case it's a checkout. Okay. So if the event is multi, we do one thing, otherwise we do something else. The if the Okay, so yeah, so here's the case where we actually start processing the player's inputs. Like this is like one of the cases. This is the adlib multi case. So if name in event dictionary.keys, if name in event dictionary, or if name in, oh yeah. Right, this is partly because of this weird case. Basically what I'm doing here is like on Twitter, you don't get clear instructions as to like how to participate per se. So on Twitter, I'm a little bit lenient and I'll accept player input regardless of whether they actually used like a valid action tag. Like you don't get bonus points if you don't use a valid action tag, but you get like some credit. Like you get like partial credit. So uh, let's let's do what then? If Okay, so if this we don't have to change, do we? No, we do. Right, because the other thing that we'll want to do is in this case we'll want to say action. Oh wait, no, can we? Oh, awkward. Okay. Well, yeah. I guess. Yeah. All right. Whatever. This path actually won't evaluate very often at all, so I don't really have to worry about like I don't have to stress too much about optimization right here. This is kind of like a fluke case. Um, so what we have to do here is we check. So we'll say action dictionary index name minus equals 1, and then we say if action dictionary index name uh, uh, it shouldn't ever get less than 0, but I'll say less than or equal to 0. Um, Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put like some error checking in here. Should I? I don't necessarily think that anything would go wrong here. I'm just like, if something does go wrong here, it's gonna be some like this is very fundamental to like the core of the game. And so if something went wrong here, it would be unpleasant. It would be not preferable. So I'm tempted to say no. I won't worry about it right now. Okay, so if action dictionary index name. Oh wait. No. In this case, I can assume the presence of name in action dictionary because yeah, I guess that's the error checking. Like if if for some reason we can't like and for some if for some reason like the action dictionary gets out of sync with the player inputs, then like this will crash on a key error. So all right, whatever. If action dictionary name is less than or equal to 0, then we'll say action dictionary dot pop name. Yeah. Okay. And then so actually, yeah, I'm not going to run this check twice because it's going to be so right. So the action dictionary and the influence dictionary keep track of roughly the same. Oops, not influence list. Influence dictionary. Keep track of roughly the same thing in that like the only difference between the. I mean, I could just unify these now that I think about it. I could just unify these. Like I could just make so instead of the action dictionary instead of having containing a single value, I could just have it contain two values. One representing the raw number of the raw number of players who chose a particular action, and then the second value representing the sum of the influence of those players. So that might make a little more sense, just since they're used in literally all the same ways in every other scenario, or like they're like so they're so fundamentally tied that there's very little point in having two of them. Okay, yeah, so that's, I think, smart. Okay, so yeah, we're actually going to say, so we're going to change how Action Dictionary works. We're going to change it to be indexed. So I'll, like, zero index will be the count, and one index will be the oh, wait a second. Oh, something just occurred to me. Hypothetically, a player's influence value can change during an event. Their influence value can change during an event if they gain experience during the event. Do I care about that? I mean, if I wanted to, I could just wait until the end of the event to recalculate. I could just wait until the end of the event to recalculate influence, or something like that. Or I could just have, like, slight errors. Like, there could be slight, like, influence might be, like, not 100% precise. There might just be, like, slight imprecision in how that's handled. I think I'm going to start with slight imprecision, and then I'll write a note to myself to address it later, I guess. So I'll say influence in Action Dictionary can be imprecise. This is not a common scenario. Imprecise. Is that how imprecise is spelled? It doesn't look right to me. Whatever. If action can be imprecise if player gains experience during event. I'm probably not going to do anything about that. I'm probably not going to do anything about that, because it's an uncommon case. I don't actually intend to support that case. The only reason I support that case is because I don't like thwarting GM commands. Like, I don't like when the chat GM inputs a command, I don't like saying no. So while I would typically say no, you can't gain experience during an event, if the GM, like, initiates one of those, like, passive bonuses, then, you know. Oh, something just occurred to me about how I'm doing those passive bonuses. Wait a second, are name tags showing up weird? Sorry, I know I'm on a tangent of a tangent of a tangent, but are name tags showing up weird? I couldn't tell. Maybe they're fine. I think the name tag, like, covers up the turtle a little bit, because the turtle is really tall. Or, like, the turtle's really high up. And so, like, the up turtle specifically. So I think I saw, like, Yakumus's turtle got covered up by the, yeah, okay. So no, I'm not going to change it again. The turtle does get a little covered up, but I'm fine with that, okay. Alright, so that was one tangent. What was up one tangent level? Up one tangent level was, about, like, the gaining experience during events and the imprecision there. Alright, whatever, I'll just get back on track. Okay, so Action Dictionary, index, oh, we can potentially have negative influence values, which is weird. I don't know I wonder if anything will, like, crash in the case of negative influence values. I'll probably, well, while I'm going through this, I'll have to run a spot check just to to see if we're covered in that scenario. But alright, so name index 1 will minus equals the players, so it'll be player dictionary. Oh wait, what if this? No, this player you have to be in the player dictionary in order to be participating in an event. So we can assume the presence of this player. Like, here, if we scroll up even, we'll see. Yeah, we added player by their name. So we can, in this scenario, presume the existence of this player. So we'll say minus equals player dictionary index name dot what is it, effective influence, I think is the value that we're looking for. Is it effective influence? Yeah, effective influence. Okay. So then, yeah. So then, so participation name pop. Okay. So yeah, good, good then. And so we'll do similar. We'll take similar actions in other scenarios that we're interacting with the event dictionary. So let's look at more interactions with the event dictionary. So this is the situation where we add an entry to the event dictionary. Oh wait, this is the multi-case. Oh, we do this thing outside of the multi-case? No, no, no. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Were we? Oh, we might have never been handling this correctly. Because, oh, no, 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 wait, no. We were handling it correctly in other cases. I just, I missed a step, which is, or no, did I? No, this might be fine. Action dictionary index name. Yeah. No, no, this is actually correct. Right, right, right. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, because regardless of whether the event is multi or not, once the data is compiled, it compiles the same. So, yeah, no, we don't have to do anything weird about how this is yeah, okay. So the action dictionary is kind of ambivalent to whether the event is multi or not. Okay, yeah, right. Good then. So yeah, let's look at this. So this is this is another case where we pop an item out of oh no, this is just the case where we pop an item out of, well, yeah, no, this is relevant. We right, because this is when we're popping. Right. So this is this is the scenario when a player in a multi-event chose an action, but then changed their mind and chose a different action. Or they basically they chose the action a second time, which is to say they deactivated it. So in this scenario, we'll so it's going to be again wait, event dictionary name dot pop. Yeah. So again, this is going to be the same. This whole thing is going to be the same, because we're using the key name in the event dictionary. Yeah. I could make like a tiny function to handle these operations instead of having to repeat the same sort of thing again and again. I wonder if that'd be worthwhile. Seems like it could be. Just considering how many times we're going to handle this. We'll see. Because it might, I mean, the first two are the same, but like it might be that the subsequent ones are like so like subtly different that it doesn't necessarily make sense to do that. All right, so wait, in this case we're popping li. Oh, wait. Oh. Wait, event dictionary name. Yeah, wait. So yeah, so this is mostly the same, except actually the difference here is that it's not name, it's li. Because in this context, li is the actual action tag. So this stays as name. Action dictionary li. Yeah. Okay. Save that, and then so then here we can say. Oh, so here we have to check. So here we have to do the opposite kind of thing. We have to say, first we have to run the conditional. First we have to say if action dictionary, or if li in action dictionary dot keys, and then if it is, we'll say. Actually, no. First we yeah, no. Okay, so we'll say if li in action dictionary dot keys. In that case, we'll say like action dictionary li index blah blah blah, these things like plus equal or yeah, so not minus equal, and this is the the case where we're adding, so it's plus equals and then the else case is the else case is very similar. It's just that instead of adding two values that already exist in the dictionary, we're going to add new entries because these. Oh, wait, yeah. So actually no, in the case that it doesn't exist, first before, or actually no, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay. In the case that it doesn't exist, we can't index them individually, so we can just like set them together as one and player influence. So that, like, this is where we actually synthesize this element in the dictionary. Yes. Okay. Good. So that is those are all the possible player interactions during a adlib multi-event. The other event types are going to be easier. Like that's the most confusing of the event types to process. So from here on, they'll get a little bit easier. So for example, here, okay, here we have to do one thing that's a little different than before, because here, like previously, like so if an event is not multi, you can only have one action at a time, and we never had to worry about cleaning up actions that we unregistered. But we do kind of have to do that now. So first, what we have to do here is we have to say if sorry. I just supremely entertain myself with this line, with the way I wrote this. For li in act source, event dictionary name equals li, and then we just immediately break. I'm sorry, but this is just the dumbest loop I've seen in a while. I think I don't. There are two. There. I think there are two ways that I might have accidentally come up with such a stupid loop. I think one of them is that it probably was more complex at one time, and then it got pared down, pared down, pared down, and eventually it was just so simple that it just broke immediately. The alternative is that I was feeling especially like inventive, and I decided that instead of checking whether it's zero length, I would just loop over it to differentiate whether it was zero length or length one. And I'm great. No, no, I'm not. Alright, so what we have to do first is we have to check. So if name in event dictionary dot keys. Yeah. Am I going to want to reverse this? Maybe the additional upkeep isn't worth it. I mean, I was thinking this would be an unequivocal performance gain, but on second thought, maybe it is actually unnecessarily much extra work. Like maybe the tabulation that we do at intervals isn't that bad. Like maybe it's possible that this is actually worse. That like what I'm setting up here would actually be worse. I'm just especially sensitive to this particular topic because like yesterday we started the day by spending a bunch of time on something that we later determined was not not going to be an overall. Oh, maybe I will hold off on this, and maybe I'll wait to determine whether it is actually necessary. Um, the thing that like struck a nerve is like checking if the player's name is in the event dictionary, because the event dictionary can get huge, and if for every player interaction we have to check whether the player's name is in the event dictionary, like that could be a real drag. That could be a greater drag than having. Is that a greater drag than having to recalculate at intervals? Potentially. Uh, hmm. Um, hmm. Maybe we'll hold off on this. I'll, so I won't, like, undo everything that I started to do. Or at least I'll, like, preserve it in case I want to come back and do this at some point. But I think for now I'm not going to worry about this. Yeah. Uh, and to be honest, I actually don't expect to ever come back to this, but um, all right, I'm just gonna. I don't know. This is like the only part that actually changed, so I'm just gonna copy this. I'm gonna put it in like I don't know. I'm gonna put it in just in the test folder. So this is like a new text document, I guess. So it'll be like I don't know, like so it'll be like action dict by delta, and I don't know. Who knows if I'll ever want to come back to this, but we have it in case we do. So there we go. Um, yeah. Oh, and this is like this is Twitter, like incoming Twitter data. Cool. We did it, you guys. We did it. No, for now, right, so like I said, I'm gonna undo all that good stuff. Good stuff. Whoa, what are you doing? I was holding down Control Z and all of a sudden it got all like weird. What you doing, PyCharm? Alright, there we go. Undo all of that. And I'm gonna put this task in limbo because I really don't know if I'm ever gonna want to do it. Just event data by player deltas instead of retabulating. It's basically what we do every 10 seconds right now to calculate this data is we go over all the actions that all the players have taken. Not like just to see if they're different, but like literally we go over all of them again. And so like the idea that I was going for was that maybe instead we would just like keep track of them as they change. The advantage there being that we won't have to like recalculate all of that those values redundantly, but I don't think I don't yeah, I don't know. I guess I just don't know a great way to Oh no. Oh no no no. Wait, no, I do know what I was gonna do there. Would I seem completely mercurial if I just like redid all of this stuff again? Because actually no, I did know how I was gonna handle that. I just kind of slipped my mind just now. I wasn't gonna keep track of that actually as part of the player. I was gonna keep track of it redundantly on the player itself. Yeah, I guess. um, so maybe that's fine. Yeah, no, let's continue with this. Let's redo all of that stuff. um, I'm just PyCharm is freezing up because I'm holding down Control Y to just redo all of that stuff. Yeah, okay, so no, the check is not going to be if name in event dictionary.keys. Because what we're going to do is we're just going to keep track of this data slightly redundantly. Because I'd rather spend a little extra memory, and it's a relatively little extra amount of memory, um, than to have to like I don't know. I guess like I'm trading processing power for memory, or like processing costs for memory costs, and like I'd rather spend the memory costs, I guess. Okay, so so let's yeah, so let's add to the definition of the character. Um, yeah. Sorry, just thinking. Wait, so do we need if we do this though? Do we need the action dictionary at all, or the what is it? Not the action dictionary. Do we need the event dictionary at all? I guess I will keep track of the event dictionary. Yeah, I will keep the event dictionary. Basically, like we're what is the event dictionary? What is the purpose of the event dictionary? The purpose of the event dictionary is so that I can cleanly rinse this data without having to go through every player in the entire player dictionary. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to our definition of the adventure, uh, which is here, and so we'll just I'll just add like their like uh, action, I guess, equals the action is going to be a little weird because sometimes it's going to be it like the action is going to be a little weird because it'll be like the action dictionary where sometimes it or it's going to be like the event dictionary because sometimes it's a single action and sometimes it's a list of actions. So whatever, I'll just initialize it as an empty string, and then all right. So so we do have to change one other thing about that setup that we had that we were putting together because now so yeah, so now the other thing is that regardless of what happens here, regardless of oh no actually wait um yeah no okay so in huh so in this case we so this is the case of this so going back quickly to the adlib multi case in the case that we remove the player right this is the case where we remove the player from oh wait how do we handle this do we have to do it like every time we edit the event dictionary we have to edit I was just thinking like what if so Python does what if the event dictionary didn't keep track of this data itself like what if this event dictionary only kept track of the players what if the event dictionary only kept track of the players then it actually wouldn't even be redundant. The event dictionary, yeah. Okay, so if the event dictionary only keeps track of the players, then then we don't have to do yeah anything extra really. We just have to change how we set up the event dictionary and how we use the event dictionary. But I mean that's basically what we're going through and doing now, anyways. So the thing that was occurring to me though is that like if like if the player's actions was always a list, regardless of whether like the event type was multi or not, um, then what? Um, if it was always a list, regardless of whether the actions were multi or not, then we could just like, well, how would that change like non-multi events? Like the reason it's a list sometimes is because in a multi-event you can actually have multiple actions taken. Um, I guess like I guess that's actually fine. The only difference is that in non-multi events we just reference index 0 and like because the list will always be length of 1. Well, it'll like if the length if it's length anything, it's length of 1. So yeah, I think this might be a better way to go about it. So okay, let's actually go back up to the where we define like the players dot action. Um, oh, apparently there are a lot of references to dot action. Uh, oh, except that one, because that one's not actually dot action. Action equals no, not font action. Yeah, here we go. So action will always equal like a list. Oh yeah, right. So actually, I have to say self dot action equals empty list, and then yeah. So when we add a player to the player dictionary, or when we add a excuse me, when we add a player to the event dictionary, we just set their entry equal to their action value, their action list, I guess. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to looking at the event dictionary. Actually, Actually, is there any other circumstances that we handle the event dictionary that might be changing? No, not that. Um, yeah. Oh, this is process event. So we'll come back to like process event. Like I said, we'll do that at the end once we've set up the data to be correct. So event dictionary. Yeah, that's right. Event dictionary. So for event dictionary, what is this? Oh, init fact. Uh, Event dictionary ekey dot keys. Wait, if underscore key in. Wait, what is underscore key? Oh, that's a typo, is what that is. What is it supposed to be? It's supposed to be like if e key or if a key. For e key in event dictionary dot keys, if a key. Yeah, probably. If a key in event dictionary, e key dot keys, player dictionary. Player list dot append e key. Yeah, that was definitely supposed to be a key. Huh. It's weird that it didn't hit like a compile error or something, considering underscore key was not a defined value, but I guess it doesn't care about stuff like that. Because Python is weird. Uh, so for e key and event dictionary keys, if event dictionary or index e key in fact actions. Oh, so this is a situation where we actually want event dictionary e key index 0. Wait, for e key. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, there are a lot of places where right now we're handling multi as like a separate, different sort of thing, where we can actually instead not, and we can actually just handle it as like the same thing, because now it's just a list of one. So that's kind of neat, I guess. So for a key, incur of action set keys. I mean, this is like this is that feature that I keep saying like is not worth supporting, but uh, yeah. Um, let's say let's just for argument's sake, I'll just I'll just like support this. And I'm pretty sure I can support this just by getting rid of the differentiation between multi and not multi. Because like now it's always going to be a list. It's just going to be a list of one sometimes. Um, so for a key and of action set keys, what we're doing here is we're checking if for all the players who participated in the most recent event, how many of them chose a particular action. So for a in of actions set keys, if a in fact actions are the actions that we care about. It's not just a single action. It's actually it could be multiple actions, which is why we loop over literally all of them and check if they're in. So if they're in fact action, then this is one that we care about. And so for e key in event dictionary dot keys, so for all the players that participated in the event, we go through. We say if this action key in particular is in. Players can get in this list twice. Does that matter? Player list append e key. I mean, this is that feature that I don't care about. So, it kind of does, because like, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Excuse me. So actually, player list is going to be a dictionary for no particular reason, and we're just going to say player list dot. So it's not going to be player list dot append e key. It's going to be player list index e key equals 1, which is stupid, but whatever. And then it's not going to be the length of player list. It's going to be the length of player list dot keys, and then. Why am I supporting this feature? Like, why am I paying any mind to this feature, like, whatsoever? Because, like, frankly, it doesn't matter. Again, it's going to be... How many times do I reference the length? I reference the length of the player list, like, a million times. So, like, I'm going to say, like, num players equals length of player list dot keys, and then we can just reference num players, like, a million times instead. Because if it was just the length, I guess I didn't care. But now that it's like the length of the keys, that's a little bit. What is this? What are these weird square things that keep showing up and like also don't instead? How about that? Instead, just don't show up. How's that? All right. What are you? Weird squares. Stop. Okay, so now it's actually for FPI and player list.keys, uh, and then fact dictionary. Wait, fact dictionary fact key. Oh yeah, yeah. Equals player list. Player list.keys. Because we're always just looking for the list of players who participated, and we don't necessarily want duplicates, which the other way would have. Yeah. So save format plus equals fact char plus FPI. I don't care what this means. I'm just gonna. This feature. Oh no. Okay. No, I've spent too much time caring about this feature already. So let's continue on with our event dictionary conversion. So what is this? This is when we check fade time. If event on and p key in event dictionary dot keys. Yeah, that's still the same. Nothing changed here because this is just when we're checking if players have participated in the event. Yeah. If name in event dictionary dot keys. All right, so now we're back to where we were. Okay, so the difference here is that if name in event dictionary dot keys, a lot of this just isn't going to change. The thing that this is the thing that we change. Event dictionary. Oh, we're using a dictionary for multi events, not a list. I thought we were using a list. Ah, seriously. Seriously. I might just use a list instead. Yeah, I'll probably just use a list instead. Because like I was saying, it'd be simpler. It'd just be a lot simpler if I'm using a list. Yeah. Um maybe I should maybe I should oh, I could change how multi works. Like I could instead of just having like multi. Yeah, because the thing that's just occurring to me is like right now, like multi means like you can choose like literally as many as you want. And maybe I shouldn't do it that way. Maybe I should impose like an upper limit. Because it's just occurring to me like I don't want it so that players can like abuse the system. And like one way to abuse the system would just be like to like spam like nearly unlimited of these things. So maybe well so yeah, then the other thing I was thinking is uh the it's yeah, right. So like instead of just having it like, pick one or pick as many as you want, like each event could have like the number of like how many you can choose. So like for example, like some events could have like two actions and allow you to choose two actions. Some events could have three actions and allow you to choose two actions. Some events could have three actions and allow you to choose three actions. Because the one thing that kind of irks me right now is that like multi events, like at the end of the event, it just says multi in like in square braces, which is a little unceremonious. Um, Although that like multi in square braces is also how the chat GM initiates the command or like affects the command. Um, huh. So maybe I won't. Hmm. Yeah. What am I gonna do here? Because like in AdLib, I mean, I could just set like a reasonable upper limit so that the only time you'd actually hit the upper limit is if you were spamming. Like I could just set it to like 10, because like 10 would it'd be like, it wouldn't be like so abusable, and like players would like basically never hit it. I think. Um, I don't know though. I mean, the other thing I might want to consider now is like I don't know if I necessarily like how you change your actions in multi events. like right now in multi events, if you say an action a second time, then you can unregister it. Um, and I don't know. I might want to iron out some of these things because like if I'm gonna be if like I'm like at this point I'm like I'm changing pretty fundamentally like how these actions work. So if I'm gonna make fundamental changes to how these actions work, I might as well make them up front, right? Or like I might as well like choose all those fundamental changes I want to make and do them all at once, right? um, is there something else I could do while I think this over? Uh, I guess I could just like poke at the backlog. Um, so like no, I kind of just have to talk through this. So like if I changed it so that multi was a variable amount, I like everything about that except the uh, what it does for the chat GM commands. I'd need to come up with a way, or I'd want to come up with a way so that the chat GM could. I mean, like, I don't know necessarily why I'm supporting the chat GM feature, considering no one uses it, but I like it, I guess. I think it's a neat feature, despite that no one uses it. And so it's something that I kind of want for the game. Um, I guess though, I shouldn't like limit myself just based on that factor though, because like if that's the only thing holding me back, then like maybe that's not a great reason. Like maybe if that's the only reason that's holding me back, then maybe I should consider going ahead anyways. Even if there's like, who knows? Maybe I'll come up with a magically perfect one like sometime down the line, or maybe I'll just be satisfied with one that's not magically perfect. Um, so let's yeah, let's not get hung up on that. Um, oh oh, something just occurred to me. I oh yeah, something just occurred to me. I'm going to real quick cut this uh, and move it here. Actually, I'll make a new folder for events. Paste it here. Yeah, it just occurred to me I probably shouldn't have that in circulation for various reasons. Um, okay. Oh, speaking of which, event type counts. How did that affect the event type counts? We now have six, six, four, six, six, three, six. So I lost two events out of the snow, I think, or else I only ever had one. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to have more events in the snow because otherwise we get stuck in the village. Um, so wait, I need to move one event into the snow, I think. Maybe there's one that I can move from the village into the snow. Sorry, this is just like a random thing that just occurred to me, and I just want to touch it up real quick before moving on. Events, my events. So which ones happen in the snow? Or which ones happen in the village? I think the ones that happen in the village are pretty villagey. Like I doubt there's one that I can like conveniently move. So maybe that's fine. Maybe I should just move one from like I don't know, like from some random other, or I could just like make up a new one for the snow. I only have four in the snow. That's amazing. Um, all right, whatever. I don't care. Let's yeah, I'll just look through my events and find one that I can move. How about like what leads into Ogre Cave? Broken stair. Around the bend in the road path turns badly broken stairway. You probably continue onwards if you stack the larger stones into the gaps. Yeah, this one. Oh, wait, no. But this Ogre Cave takes place in the cave, and you can't transition from the snow to the cave, so no, that's actually not valid. Um, uh, Doomsday, no. Where does Doomsday take place? In the village, of course. Curse? No. Betrayal, that already takes place in the snow. Arson, that'd be weird in the snow. Dragon Hall, no, that one connects various places. Mirror Universe, no, that takes place in the cave. One-offs. Let's look at, it's gotta be a one-off. Bandit Den, no, that takes place in the cave. Boulder, where does it take place currently? In the cave. There's no reason that the boulder has to take place in the cave. The boulder could take place in the snow. It's pretty generic. A giant boulder blocks the path till he pushes to the left or to the right or sigh loudly. I guess it's a little weird that like a boulder could block the path in the forest because like why not just walk around it? Yeah. Boulder makes most sense in the cave or the mountains. Farmstead? No, not really. Festival. Local villagers host a spectacular festival. Nah, anything that mentions villagers, like, it makes more sense in the village, so. Flooded marsh, no. Frozen lake, that one already is. Ghosts. This takes place in the cave, right? I'll put this in the snow instead. Because, like, for some reason, the anything that references, like, a kingdom takes place in the snow for some reason. I don't know why that is. Like, the only events that happen in the snow, there's one that references a frozen pond, and there are, like, 10 that reference, like, a kingdom. It's great. Meadow, rainstorm. I'm just looking if there's a better one that I could do. Rescue? What is rescue? This one could go into the snow instead. Huh. Maybe. Rockslide, sea charts, sea serpent, treasure. Yeah, I guess, wait, which one did I move? I moved, ghosts. Maybe I'll move, rescue instead. Maybe I'll keep ghosts in the cave. No, the abandoned castle doesn't make sense in the cave. It actually makes slightly more sense in the snow, so I'll call that good. I will call that good. So now there's 5 in the cave, 5 in the snow, which is a little more even. Shouldn't be quite as bad. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine, and we can move on now, or get back to what we were doing. Oh right, and what we were doing was like trying to figure out like what to do here. I think I'm just not going to care about. Right, I think the conclusion I came to is that I'm not going to care hard right now about like what the chat GM will do in order to affect this change. I'm going to well, so how am I going to handle so if this is a list, how am I going to handle like changing your action? I guess I could just do it like cyclically. Nah. I don't know. I could just change it so that like it always overwrites your previous actions. I mean, that would be a pretty major change. It'd make it so that like right now, if someone so like right now it like the things get toggled, so it's like if like someone says like you know like jump as their action, then they're registered as like they're registered for like jump, right? And then if they say like so like the way it works right now is that like if you say jump like kick, then you get unregistered for jump because because it toggles off basically. So you were registered for jump, but now you're instead registered for just kick. So I could change it so that like instead it just literally like always is what you say. But like I'd have to message that to like people who've played the game before because people who've played the game before wouldn't like it's a difference. That is a different thing for people who've played the game before. Um, Maybe it's fine though, because I was always like a little bit on the fence about that system, anyways. Like how you could toggle the action tags. Like I don't think anyone ever intuited it. Like I think the only people who know that that's how it works are the ones whom I told like that's how it works. And this might be like it might be more straightforward to just have it so that like so like if you say uh so like this would be jump. So if you say jump and then you say like kick, then like it overwrites it and it just forgets about the jump altogether, and it's just kick. Um, I mean, I don't know. Like if you like do like jump whatever blah blah blah, and then you do like kick whatever blah blah blah. To me, that feels like you should be doing both at that point. But then how do you change your mind then? I guess I could just keep it. I could keep it how it was. I guess that like yeah. I guess I could keep it how it was so that you toggle them on and off. Um, it's slightly different how I'll handle that, but different is fine. So yeah, I guess for now I'll plan not to change that. So if you want to unregister from something, you have to yeah. Okay, so oh right. But then yeah, so no, the thing that I was thinking is like in an ad lib event, like what happens if you go over? Yeah, like what happens if you just go over? Um, I guess it'll start like eating the your first one. Like it'll just start back. It'll like yeah. So like if there are three available actions and you choose two of them, and then you choose the third one, it'll overwrite like the first one that you chose. I guess I don't know. I mean, I could instead of doing any of this stuff, I could just keep it as like multi and just like put in that artificial limit that I was talking about. Like just like make the artificial limit like 10, and then basically do the same thing. If like players go over 10, then and then it starts like just overwriting their previous ones or so many options. um so between those, like which approaches would I prefer? Would I prefer would I prefer having like the granularity of like letting the players, you know, like letting events like specify the number of available actions rather than just having it all or none sort of, one or multi sort of thing. Um, so uh, I don't know. um, I don't know. I guess maybe I'll implement it so that we can let players choose like however many actions they want, and then because like if I have that implemented, then I can try it out, and if I don't like it, then I can always like a number of possible the only possible numbers of action tags are two or three. So in order to switch back to the old system, basically I just have to deactivate the thing where some events let you choose two. Um, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'll go about it. I think I will implement institute that system, and then I'll just keep it basically the same, I guess. Uh, yeah. Hmm. So then, yeah, how am I gonna track this data? Because like if I do the cycling thing where like it always overwrites the most recent one, then I'll have to keep track of like on the player. I'll have to keep track of like where in this cycle we are. Um, so that's easy. I'll just keep like an action index on the player, uh, and we'll just spin it around as we. Oh wait, but how will we? Actually, instead of keeping the action index, maybe I should just like reassemble the list, or like keep the list ordered by recency, or like by like how recent the action was taken. Sorry, I was just reminded of something, which is, I mean, I could literally put timestamps on it and keep the list sorted by timestamp, hypothetically. Which that was just like a thought that crossed my mind, which reminded me of like some other stuff that I want to do. I should just get this done so I can go do other more fun features. Because there are a lot of features that I've been meaning to add to the game, but I got hung up on like the major refactor that we were doing for the past few weeks, and like and now all this stuff that we were doing yesterday and today. So uh, I no, for now I should just I should do what? Uh, if name and event dictionary dot keys. Excuse me. Um, hmm. I mean, I could make it so that you can't change your actions, or like I could just take away the ability to unregister actions. Yeah. No, maybe I'll do that. Yeah. So I will let you overwrite your previous. Oh, but then yeah. Wait, no, hold on. Does that make sense? You can overwrite your previous actions, but you can't just undo previous actions. That no. Was thinking like I was thinking of moving in the direction of like more permanence, so that like once your actions were taken, you can't change them. That would actually be that'd simplify a lot of stuff if I just made it so that you couldn't change your actions. But that would be losing a lot. I like the strategic element of being able to like to like do something different instead. Um, so yeah, no, let's support that. All right, so I'll just go. I'll just support it and how with timestamps, I guess. Right, because this list never gets longer than three, so like checking timestamps is never that difficult. But I probably will want to put like a separate, like I was saying before, I probably want to put in a separate function to handle these things because it's gonna get a little hairy. Oh, but then again, it's subtly different in a lot of places. Um, hmm. So maybe it won't overwrite your last one. Maybe it'll just overwrite a random one. And so wait, no, I can accomplish this, right? Can I? I'll just rewrite the list in order. Like I won't do timestamps or anything. I'll just rewrite the list in order. Yeah, so the list will always be in order. Like I won't use timestamps and I won't sort the list or anything crazy like that. It'll just be that the list is always kept in order. Yeah. Uh oh, what am I gonna do about timing though? Or like the yeah, well, just sorry. The thought of timestamps reminded me of like this other feature, which I'm planning on doing at some point, which is special recognition. I kind of want to keep track of like who's the first player to take any particular action, as like sort of a call out at the end of the event. So like instead of just saying like perfect, or instead of just saying like nice ride, it would say nice ride led by Yakumus or something like that, right? Um, and in order to do that, like this is not on the same topic. This is another thing, but like in order to do that, I'd have to keep track of. Right. So like I was saying, like I like having it so that players can change their actions, and so maybe I should keep those timestamps because like the funny thing about those the capacity to change your action is that the first person to choose an action is will not necessarily at the end of the event be the first person to have chosen the action and to have stuck with that action. So weird. Um I well, so I was just thinking, like, if I kept track of if I kept track of literally all the timestamps, then I'll always have that data. Because like, there's no. I was just thinking, like, there's no specific amount of data that I could keep that would like ensure. So maybe I should do timestamps. Maybe I should just do timestamps because, um, I am like I was saying, I kind of do need that data in another scenario, and then well, so that like in order to support that feature, it's going to be like a bit of extra processing because like the whole point of what I'm doing now is to make it so that I don't have to reprocess the entire event at the end of the event or like every 10 seconds or like whenever we do the process event thing. But if I made that change, then I would kind of have to do a similar sort of thing in that I would have to go over literally every play. No, I wouldn't have to go over literally every player. I'd only have to go over literally every player in the case that. So yeah, I could just keep a list of like the top. Oh, but like how many? Right? Because I was gonna say like the top 10 or whatever. But like, nah, I don't know. How am I gonna do that? How am I going to do that? Because like it's okay. So like, let's say hypothetically the event opens up and the first 10 players to choose an action, um, choose that action and they just hang out. And then in the last like 10 seconds of the event, all 10 of those players change to a different action. Like for the entire event, there was no indication that we would need to care about who the 11th player was. But then right there at the end, it's like, oh, yep, no, actually, I guess we do care about the 11th player. So like, I don't know. I don't, yeah, okay, so I guess my options are basically to keep like basically. Well, I could make it so that I mean, I could just make it so that like you only get the call out if you chose the action and stuck with it. But then like trolls could just like choose an action and then like change it, and then no one would get the call out. Um, hmm. I don't know. Let's I think the timestamp thing would be the most sufficient. And I mean, we already do this. Like we already do like the big dictionary looping thing. Um, or like yeah, like that's how the game has been working, and it worked fine. Said when I started this, and like as I've been dragging my feet through this whole process, like I'm not necessarily making this change because anything went wrong. I'm making this change because I think it will technically be better. But like we weren't hitting like the performance ceiling before, so um, yeah, okay. So then let's uh let's just do timestamps then. So that will change one thing in that previously when I was referencing event dictionary, it's not going to be the values of the event dictionary. Oh, yeah. How am I going to keep track of this? I guess actions can be two different lists because like there. So like one of the things that I do is like if I just say is this action in the list, right? Which is convenient. Um, Wait, how am I gonna? How often do I say like is this action in the list? Because like if I don't say it that often, then uh, or I could just switch it over to a dictionary. I could switch it over to a dictionary, and then the entries could always be the timestamps. Is that Is that too much though? That might be too much. Um, might be fine. I mean, that's what we were doing for multi-events before. Okay, so it's always a dictionary. It's always a dictionary, and the keys are the actions, and the values are the timestamps. I guess. Sure, why not? Um, and then how do we? So what do we do at the end of the event? At the end of the event, we loop over every player, and we check all of their timestamps to find the earliest one. I guess. Maybe we should keep maybe we should keep a separate timestamp for the player themselves, because if the player themselves, like instead of checking all of their keys, I don't know. No, maybe this is fine. There are a lot of foxes in the game right now. I like it. Sorry, I'm just watching the foxes. Okay. So the the what? Um, let's yeah, let's switch. Let's change it to that. I suppose that seems to hit on like all the goals that I have for the near term. So, all right. So this action definition, action that we're defining on players, it will be a dictionary. Uh, oops, dictionary. Open close parentheses. Uh, yeah. Um, so now, what do we do with the event dictionary? Because it's going to change. Sort of. Yeah, I mean, it is going to change. Event, so the event dictionary, that's the same. Right, so for a key in event dictionary, e key. Event dictionary index e key dot keys now. Event dictionary e key dot keys, I think. Right? Um, yeah. If if a key in oh wait, event dictionary? Yeah. Wait, where am I? Oh no, this is the process events thing. I mean I guess I could do it now, but I was saying I would come back and do this one at the end. Uh maybe I can just do it now. Is this fully formed, like this plan that I have, or am I gonna be like reforming it again? I mean I guess we'll find out. Yeah, whatever, I'll just convert it now. Alright, so for ekey in event dictionary dot keys, if for a key in event dictionary e key dot keys, oh, and we don't have to differentiate on multi anymore, I think, because we don't enforce these rules at the end of the event. We enforce these rules at the start of the event. Yeah, or not at the start of the event. During the event, we enforce the. Yeah, it is. It's a pretty long file. um. Uh. So, yeah. Wait. Is there a reason that I have to differentiate in multi anymore? I mean, I'm gonna be slaughtering this script, so I might accidentally like do way bad things to it, and I have to come back and like change a lot of stuff. But for now, I'm just gonna assume that this is fine actually. So for e key in event dictionary dot keys, oh, it's not just this; it's also the influence dictionary and the action dictionary and the influence dictionary. The influence dictionary, which doesn't even exist anymore. So actually, I guess I should be changing these things to right. Yeah. Uh, right. Because I can actually just get rid of this part. I'll just do the whole. I'll just do like the whole rolling refactor like as I go, I guess. Right. So the influence dictionary doesn't exist anymore. Oh no, it's called the influence dictionary, not the inf dictionary. But it doesn't exist anymore, so I don't have to care about that. Um, okay. The bonus dictionary and the action dictionary both still exist, but in this case we don't rinse it at the start of the event because we're pre-populating it during the event. Um, oh, right. Oh, right. So actually this whole thing that I'm doing right here, I can just get rid of, right? Yeah, right, because this is what we're doing on a rolling basis. Right. Okay. So, oh, what is this A total I total business though? A total I total? Oh. Oh, we're not doing this on a rolling basis. So I guess this we do still have to do. But it's going to be very simple. Instead, we're just going to say, for what, like, a key in action dictionary dot keys. Actually, we can just say for AI in action dictionary, a total plus equals AI index 0 and I total plus equals AI index 1. Because the action dictionary data keeps track of two values. The first of which is the number of players who chose a particular action, and the second index is the total influence of the players who took that action, and that's what A total and I total are. So yeah, so that's simpler. And yeah, that was that thing that we just deleted, that block that we just deleted. That was like the processing that we were redoing every 10 seconds. That just we don't need to be redoing it every 10 seconds. We will need to put in at some point. I mean, we don't have to do it now because I do have this other feature, special recognition, in the backlog that I can do it when we get to there. But like this is roughly where. Well, actually, no, it's not even here. It's actually just at the end of the event because we don't have to do the special recognition until the end of the event. So yeah, it's not like we'll even be redoing that every 10 seconds. We'll only be doing that at the end of the event. Okay, so yeah, cool. So save all this, and then so for li in action dictionary dot keys. Yeah, that's probably still fine. Actually, I guess if I'm doing this on a rolling basis, I should make sure that like, yeah, right. Okay, so it's not going to be so top list isn't going to be action dictionary. What did action dictionary used to be? Action dictionary used to be the same, except now it's actually referencing yeah, index 0, right? And then there's influence dictionary because we have to get rid of the references to influence dictionary, right? Because so again, so it's action dictionary li index 1 index 0, and then yeah, so influence dictionary we can replace with those other references. Oh, look at all these references to action dictionary. Action dictionary top list index 0 index 1 index 0 index 0 index 1 index 0. I sure like my weird indexes. If b key not so action dictionary dot keys doesn't change. Anytime we're referencing the length of action dictionary or action dictionary dot keys, those are actually the same, so we don't have to worry about those. Action dictionary b key. This is so anytime we reference a specific key, we're now referencing the first index of that key. Yeah. So yeah, and then yes. Okay. So now influence dictionary, because influence dictionary just doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it's like, yeah, it got like smooshed into action dictionary. So so I don't know what this was supposed to be, but we can get rid of it, I guess. Top list dot append. Oh yeah, this was. Oh yeah, this is when I had it based on event type, and I don't care about that anymore. I'm gonna get rid of that. I mean, it was what, 3 lines of code. If I ever decide I actually want that instead, I can come back and change it. So, all right, so yeah, so influence dictionary. We'll basically want to be changing it to action dictionary. Oops. In like basically all these cases, it'll be action dictionary. But then, yeah, actually before I do that though, I should index it correctly because in these cases this is when we're referencing action dictionary index 1 rather than index 0. So let's make sure. Whoops. Yeah, not 0. Index 1. Because like it's important to get this right because this is like kind of the core of the game, as I was saying. Like I can break a lot of things in this game, But if I break this, it's not really a game anymore. It's not really like a thing that works anymore. Hey, Kinky Noob, how's it going? Welcome. um, all right, so do 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 index one, yeah, and then so yeah, okay. So this is the only reference to Influence Dictionary, and they are now up to date, except for the fact that Influence Dictionary is not the thing anymore. The thing, as we said, is Action Dictionary. So let's replace. Whoa, whoa. Oh yeah, Influence Dictionary outside of the yeah, I might as well spackle those up real quick, just so I don't forget later. So again, we're instead indexing one out of Action Dictionary, and so again, it's index one, out of Action Dictionary. And that, alright, so there are more references to Influence Dictionary, but this is just the declaration of Influence Dictionary, which we don't need anymore, because we just have Action Dictionary. And then, yeah, again, we don't need reference to these anymore. Alright, good. So Influence Dictionary is dead. Long live the Influence Dictionary. I don't even know what that phrase means. It was Event Dictionary that I was looking at there. Oh, it was Event Dictionary that I was looking at, but it was also, we were at the process event thing, and like, is that just good now? Is process event just like good now? I'll be a little surprised if that's true. Oh, this is going to be so much fun to test. I swear. This is going to be so much fun to test. What is the Python equivalent to headers? Yeah, Python like basically doesn't have that equivalent. Like there's Python like, so in C, like I tend to, like sometimes the analogy that I give is, oh hey, congratulations to whoever leveled up. Sorry, I missed who that was. That was someone, but congratulations. Anyways, no, in Python, like anything goes. Like in C, you have to basically like lay down the groundwork. It's like, like here's like a here's like a thing, this thing exists, it's this type of thing, like here's the thing, and then for the rest of the project, like, oh, there's that thing, right, that thing you defined. With Python, it's like if you make a typo, you're magically inventing a new thing. Like it's just like for example, if I if instead of like, so raw event file name is this variable that I have here. If I accidentally said like raw event file named, then like it doesn't, like there's no error that gets caught there. I just invented a new thing. So there's nothing like in a header file where you would actually have like definitions and like things that make sense. No, in Python it's really easy to shoot yourself in the foot, and there's nothing to save you from yourself. It's like the Wild West of programming. All right, what was I doing when? Yeah, so like process event is like good now. It's like converted now. Like I guess. Yeah, sure. All right. So yeah, let's continue on. It was Event Dictionary that I was like concerned about mostly. So right, when we initialize the event, we do reset Event Dictionary. That gets reset each time. So is this okay? No, this is the init fact section. Did I touch this up again? No, probably not. Oh, did I? Wait, did I? Event dictionary.keys for a key in event dictionary ekey.keys. Wait, no, I guess I must have touched this up a little bit because this, right? It's referencing, so the items in the event dictionary are themselves dictionaries, and so they have keys. So wait, let me just check this logic again. Yeah, isn't it great, Kinky Noob? Uh, I think my code is a bit more indented than like most code probably, because like I one thing so like I don't know, you might be able to tell I have like a few grievances about like how Python works. Like I'm not like 100% sold on it, and like how it works and everything. I One of my grievances is how definitions work, like how functions work. Um, so I use them infrequently. I use them as infrequently as possible. So like I think my code is a bit more linear than like a lot of Python code has to be, but I do it mostly because uh, yeah, I'm with you, Tim. I don't mind it if the compiler yells at me because if the compiler yells at me, um, that just saves me time, right? It's either the compiler yells at me up front or the code like just like doesn't work down the line. The one thing that I do like about Python is that because Python is so trusting, it doesn't like it doesn't like it doesn't get hung up on things like so I can be like uh I can be like so like I can be like Glerdorf equals like flam dot like boops, right? And like so the thing about this is that um unless like in so in like C for example, unless flam was like defined to have an element boops, like C would be like no, that's not legit, right? Like it could be like no, like I don't trust that flam actually has boops. Like that's not okay, that's not acceptable to me. Um Python's like, oh yeah, sure, flam boops, right? Yeah, flam boops, whatever. And like, so if flam doesn't have boops, then things are gonna go wrong. But as long as flam has boops, like everything's kosher, right? So like, basically, so the reason that I really appreciate this aspect of Python is that like I can be like, I can be like, I don't know, what is it? So like, let's say it's basically like dynamic casting, I guess, is like the thing that it gets around. It's like you don't have to dynamic cast. It's almost like everything gets automatically dynamically cast. Um, if you're familiar with what that means in like C languages. Um, that was one thing that like I like that. I like it when I like it if like as long as I'm being considerate about whether like I'm casting things correctly, then I feel like code should trust me. So I tend to like dynamic cast. Like I feel like I don't know. I feel like I should be able to do that a lot. And apparently, like I don't know, some people don't think that's necessarily the right way to go. But no, I don't know. That yeah, it's to my preferences. So. What was it? So what was I in the middle of doing? I was going through the event dictionary, right? Oh yeah, we were at the facts part. We were at the yeah, here. So are we doing this correctly? So for a key in curve actions dot keys, if a key in fact actions for e key in event dictionary dot keys, if a key in event dictionary e key dot keys. Yes, that is what we do there. Okay, just checking. Uh, so what is this? Oh, I'm just looking at the code snippet. Um, oh man, I haven't even looked at like C code in a while. It's funny, like my eyes don't like orient to the right things now that I'm glancing at it. Plus, it's on my other monitor, which is like kind of far away from me, so I can't like read the fine details. But oh, you can't figure out the get player map part. Uh, oh yeah yeah. Um, what is it that you can't figure out about it? Like it's just not working, or what is it doing? Sorry, yeah, like I said, I haven't been in C code like it's not like especially because I'm in the middle of something. Like if I sat down and I really like focused on that, then I'm sure I could come up with something. But like just because my brain is in Python right now and like what I'm doing is in Python right now, like I glance at that, but it's not like triggering anything. So, but if you have a question, like feel free to ask. I'm happy to help. But like just looking at a code, like it's literally it's just like my brain like isn't going there right now because if I go there right now, I'll have to like like rip my brain off of what I'm doing right now, and that's just going to be like a whole bunch of like unnecessary overhead. So I'm going to put it on you, in fact, actually, to if there's something that I can help you with, like I'm happy to do that. Lay it out there, and I'll help you with it. But like post, I'm not going to read code samples right now. And in fact, in general, I'm never going to read code samples on stream. So, just a heads up. um, Okay, so if event on, what is this? What are we doing here? Oh, we're checking fade cooldown. So yeah, so okay, so I did start to touch this part up because I did say event dictionary.keys and event dictionary.keys is still entirely valid. So when we're just referencing event dictionary.keys, like that's still fine. Can we make a game together? Yeah, we certainly can. I'm not doing a Signal Jam right now, but if you're familiar with Signal Jam, it's a collaborative on-stream game jam that we do from time to time. So yeah, stop by for the next one of those, and we definitely can. I'm working on this one right now, and this one's an independent project, so it won't be today. Okay, so yeah, so event dictionary.keys. Then yeah, that's good. Right, because event dictionary.keys is still works the same way. Event dictionary.keys. Okay, so here's where we will rewrite stuff once again, which is what did I land on? I landed on timestamps, right? Okay, so yeah, this is really relatively straightforward. The difference being that we don't yeah, all right, no, it's gonna change a lot. Oh, you don't understand why it won't let you pass that map. So player map is a type def. That is a map. Uh, let's it won't. So wait. So you're saying that there's like an error that occurs when you yeah. Like I said, I didn't actually read the sample that you posted. So like, are you saying that like there's actually an error that occurs, or like you just like don't understand why it works, or like I don't know, like more information is not a bad thing. So okay, let's event dictionary index name dot pop name. Is it still the same? Yeah, event dictionary names. This is the part where we're so like I said last time we handled this area. If we so if name and event dictionary name.keys, this is the part where where the player had participated through Twitter, and they hadn't used a valid action tag, but we just kind of like jot them down for like any old thing. Oh yeah, so we need the concept of like the maximum length, or like the events now need a concept of I guess I'll just use multi for now, or like no, I'll use a different value instead of multi. Right. Okay. So events. Let's go up to our definition of events real quick, because events need a concept of not just multi, but like how does this work exactly, or how do I want this to work? Do, do, do. Or not, sorry, this is not an aspect of the event here. This is an aspect of the event, which is, I'll just say like max actions, I guess. Max actions will default to 1. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Kinky Noob. I enjoy answering questions. I just like, I'm happy to, I'm totally like happy and in fact interested in answering questions, but like, I can't find the question for you. So if you present me with the question, then like I'm happy to help. But like, right, like the only thing that would actually be a distraction is if I had to go hunt down, like, yeah, I don't know, like because like you, I don't know. Okay. Sorry. So event, yeah. So okay. So now events have the concepts of max action. So event dictionary. So if we go back down to here, yes, right. So, yeah. How is this gonna play? I guess like, yeah. First, so I guess it'll just be that like we accept all inputs. And then after we've done that, we can just go filter out. We can go filter back down to the max actions. Is that the best way to do it? Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Why not? Um. Oh. Except the changes in Huh. Yeah. How are we gonna wait? Cause like, okay. I was thinking like we can just like add in all the actions like willy nilly, and then filter down to the number of max actions based on timestamp. However, that might be a little bit. That might be overkill. Yeah, that might be overkill in that every time we change one of these actions, like we have to update these running totals that we have now. So um, I want to be a little more frugal or a little more sparing about like how we change these things. I guess basically, yeah, we'll just have like no. I should really have like a separate definition for this, so that way I don't have to just keep like yeah. No, we should just have a separate definition for this. So let's start. Let's plug that in somewhere. Do, do, do. So yeah, so we're gonna have the definition is just gonna be like wait, where should I put this? Oh yeah, I can just put it like yeah, I'll just put it right after process events. Okay, excuse me. So let's just say like def uh like player like take action and so what we'll pass in here are so it'll be like it'll be the list of actions that they took uh, or the list of actions that they're taking. So like the name of the player, the actions that they're taking. Do we need anything else? Not really, because we can just uh, yeah, no, this is probably fine for now. Okay, so we'll say yeah. What is it that we do here? It's basically like I'm just trying to think of like where to separate this out. Um, oh, the whole name thing is kind of like a special case. Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's why I like having I'm really tempted to make like a separate definition where we can handle this stuff, but like the Twitter case is like really different and weird in a way that like I guess like I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be starting with it. Like it is really weird, so like it has like a bunch of like weird like things that could happen that like happen in like basically no other scenarios. So um uh um I don't know. I can write this up first because it'll probably save like some amount of effort, I guess. All right. So basically, what we do here is we just say for so we have to check the yeah. What are the first things that we do? We have to check the so we're gonna have to like take different actions depending on whether no. You know what we do first we check how over budget will be. So like clear so like num clear equals what? It's gonna be so we need to reference here the player dictionary the action dictionary. Yeah, the action dictionary and the current event. Uh, uh, yeah, and then so we're gonna say so the number of clear is gonna be the player dictionary index name dot actions, uh, the length of actions.keys is part of this formula. And then it's going to be, to find out how many we need to clear to make room, it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be this value plus the length of actions that we got passed in as a term, like when we call this function, minus curEv dot actions, no, curEv dot max actions. Yeah. So if the player has registered for 2 actions and then they just registered for 2 more actions, but the maximum actions is only 3, then this will be 1, because we need to clear one. We need to clear one. Maybe I should say this. Maybe I should do this the other way around. Nah, whatever. This is fine. We'll need to clear one action before we get started. So the first thing that we have to do is so if num clear is greater than 0, then we have to say for we have to find the oldest one, and possibly like we have to find multiple old ones. Oh, wait a second. So for adlibs, is the maximum ever going to be higher than 3? Because I talked about like how it could yeah, maybe not. Maybe even, yeah, no, even for ad-libbed events, we can still say the maximum is 3, because that'll simplify things a bit. Not that much actually though, because there's still like a virtually infinite number of actions that can be taken. The only difference is oh yeah, so we also need to, oh, we are referencing the action dictionary already. Yeah, no, the only difference is that the players like this value here will never get higher than 3. Yeah, because like this is kind of overkill for a lot of events. Because in most events, like, I could just get rid of adlib multi. That was one of those things that like adlib multi, maybe it just doesn't make sense. Like maybe, because like, yeah, if I don't handle adlib multi, then like it simplifies a lot of things. I mean, like the only reason I'd need this extra function really is if I had like well, so okay, so the nice thing about adlib multi is that I never have to worry about like having to clear out anything. Basically, is the difference, because oh no, that's not true. No, that's not true. Right, because there can be more. No, I lied. Because there can be more actions than there are maximum actions. Right. So in the case where there are 3, well, so I could change that too, right? I could get rid of, like I was thinking with like I was thinking of introducing basically this extra case where, you know, the maximum number of actions is not the same as the, where the maximum number of actions you can take is less than the maximum number of actions in the event, or the number of actions in the event, but greater than 1. So, so if the number, yeah, so I guess I should do this like clearing business. I probably will put the maximum number of actions at so technically I guess this isn't actually even this isn't actually the number that I want to check, because it's actually not just the difference, it's actually the number of new ones specifically. So right, so actually let's do that first. So like for for AI in actions, let's first say uh, so like or so like new actions equals new actions is like an empty list for AI in actions. Am I really going to do all of this every time a player uses an action tag? Because like I don't know, this it feels like I'm about to do a lot of work. It feels like I'm going to set up something that will take a lot of work for like every time we process a new action. Like, starting to seem like kind of like earlier when I was like saying like, oh, are these gains worth it? Like, I'm starting to think like maybe they're not, but we'll see, I guess. Um, so, so you know what? Actually, instead of like looking for this stuff in advance, maybe I should just put together the list of players' actions. And so then actually, I don't know if I'm going to be keeping a sorted list of the players' actions anyways. Why did I switch to? Oh yeah, I switched to using a dictionary instead of a list so that I could reference the keys out of it. Um, but like, how often do I actually really need to do that? I mean, again, like well, so the thing that I'm coming to is that like I kind of want to keep track of like this data in like yeah, I want to be able to reference like just the keys, and I also want to also want to be able to reference the the sorted list. So like maybe I should just like I was saying, like I don't mind sacrificing a little bit of, or like I don't mind spending a little bit of memory to in order to cut down on processing time. So maybe I should just be keeping track of this data in a slightly redundant manner. Wait a second, is there a way to take a column out of a list? Or like I feel like there's a way to do that. So like multi dimensional list column. Is there? I feel like there's a way to. Oh, in Python, yeah, Python too. Uh, how to extract a column? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. I feel like there is a way to do this. Um, so we have this array. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, whoa, so look at this. Okay, sweet. Ah! Seriously? I can just like, wow. I can use like colon comma 2 and it returns just the third column? Really? Because that's magical. This is exactly what I was looking for. Uh, this is great. This is great. Um, can you only do this with arrays though? Oh, numpy. Oh, ah, yeah. I think it's numpy. Uh, uh, is there? I don't want to like. All right, yeah. What about this? Oh, ah, wait. Row. What? Oh, row I. Wait. Return. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Wait, row for. Okay. Okay, I guess this is actually what I'm looking for, right? Uh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I guess this is. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. I'm just like, I don't know. I didn't feel like I don't know what this numpy thing is, but like I didn't feel like introducing it. Hey, Jesse Freeman, thank you for hosting. Welcome. Working on side quests. Specifically, we're working on Oh man, I don't know, I've just been on a refactor kick lately, I guess, because last week we did the graphics. We completely redid the graphics. Now I'm completely redoing like the core game, like the core event system, which is like the center of gameplay in this game. So welcome. I was just yeah. So in two-dimensional lists in Python, apparently you can extract a row using this using this, which is weird, but I guess that's sure. I guess that's okay. I don't know. I've never done it before, so I was like unfamiliar with the syntax, and it looks weird to me. But apparently, this is like the correct answer. So, yeah, sure. Yeah. So the reason I was, yeah, we're right. Okay. So, what was I gonna do now? So yeah, right. So I'm going to change again. So I changed it. So just for like a convenient as a convenience factor, I had set like what was it like yeah the so on the definition of our adventurer, we have the definition of their actions, and I had set it to be no. Where's this that we're yeah, here it is. Actions. Oh no, that's for the event. Where's for the adventure? Oh, did I call it action singular? Oh, I called it action. I probably should have called it actions. And yeah, so I decided I've been flip flopping on this a bit, but I said it as a dictionary, but like no, I think I'm gonna have it as a list. It's gonna be multidimensional because what I realized is I can take a column out of it. Um, I'm at this point, Sogom, like I'm probably just not gonna play your game. So like I'm really annoyed with you right now. So um, probably just never. Um, uh, all right, so let's yeah, so let's try this. All right, so there's a place where I was referencing actions before. No. There was a place where I was referencing the event dictionary, where I I was like getting the actions like of the player. So that was where did I do that? I did it here. So right, so this is the place where instead of just getting the keys, which is kind of like getting so this multi-dimensional list that we're putting together is like I mean it's basically key value pairs because like I mean that's why we were kind of using a dictionary for it. But now it's just going to be two columns of the list. So instead of getting keys is like basically getting like a column out of a dictionary, which is kind of like a list with like I mean it's like an organized list of key value pairs. So yeah, we're just gonna so yeah, so how does this syntax work? This is like the first major project that I've done in Python. So so row one in row one for row in A. Okay. Row index one. Oh, I see what it's doing. It's actually just like, oh, interesting. So it's just like flipping over. It's basically like reassembling the list, which I guess is probably what keys does, anyways. Probably, I assume. I don't know. All right, so like, so that's I think I understand the syntax. It's basically like saying so like for so event dictionary e key. So it's basically like saying so like what would it be? So it'll be like row index one for row in this, I guess. So it's basically like saying for row in this list, we're going to take row index one, and we're going to make a list out of that, I guess, apparently. Okay. So, sure. Why not that? Uh, um, yeah, let's continue then. So event dictionary.keys, that's fine. That stays the same. Oh yeah, this is the part that I'm like rewriting because yeah, this is the part I started to rewrite this, and that's the part where I realized I needed like this separate definition. Again, I'm not convinced that I 100% need it, but like it was starting to feel hairy enough that I imagined it would probably be beneficial. Um, so new actions. Yeah, I'm not gonna care about like new actions or like any of this business. Wait, am I? No, I guess I do. oops, excuse me. I am gonna still care about new actions. No, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm gonna say for yeah. So so I'll just say like so I'll just say like cur actions cur actions equals uh row index 1 uh for row in